realize that early stage organizations where you have very limited or no engagement with the customer, but you're doing largely first stage innovation, tech innovation, etc., then you should have a culture as shown in the top left corner on your screen, which allows for a lot of fun and excitement, etc., etc. So when you read in the press that startups are organized in a particular way, they allow you to wear torn jeans and disheveled hair and whatever else it is, it's with a purpose. It has to be founded with no rules apply, have fun while you create, experiment, fail fast, stand up, move to the next thing. So a culture that allows that to happen is going to be most successful. However, as soon as a product or service has got traction in the market and you have introduced it to the market, and the market starts giving you feedback, and where they want the organization to start responding to that feedback, you have to move to the second organizational culture, where you have a client is giving you positive or negative feedback on some of the features that you have developed, and you need to have systems and processes that can close the loop. So you'll find that while in the first top left corner, where you can work without systems and processes, as soon as you get into the second stage, systems and processes come in, employee freedom gets curtailed, all that is there. And as the product matures, where the customer has told you all that he or she wants in the product, and all you have to do is to make sure that it is replicated consistently, then the Six Sigma processes come in. So if you look at the right hand bottom quadrant, where you say that you are dealing with the kind of stable products, large firms, okay, there I will say you should have all these Six Sigma processes come here. And to the extent that you take away some of the freedom from the employees and all, that's okay. And the last one is the organization is so-called preparing for death, where cost becomes the only criteria that you are trying to drive efficiencies from the top. It becomes slightly more hierarchical. Freedom is gone, and very, very draconian processes, not just Six Sigma processes, but very cost-driven processes take over. So while the top left-hand quadrant provides you a fun place to work in, the level of fun keeps declining as you go around the circle. But from a CEO's perspective, all four quadrants are important. I have to realize at which stage of my industry I am, what stage of my product maturity I am, I will go down that list. So if some of us contrasts big firms existing in India, most of them came into India in the bottom left-hand corner, and then gradually they have moved, and we see some elements of innovation, etc., happening, and they are coming to the first quadrant. We have very few players in the top left-hand corner. Although as individuals we aspire to be in that corner, there are very few organizations in that corner because okay. So I'll just give you one more slide here. The instrument you have already got. Just note this down, that the reading I have given you describes this. So if you take whatever response you fill in against item 1 and 9, that will indicate to you how purpose-driven your organization is. You take what is your response to 2 and 10, and you add it up. It will give you how much your organization is caring, okay? And after you put this together, you can map it. You can map it on the 2x2 that I had given you, and you will get a sense of where your organization stands from this. You will see whether the dominant aspects of your organization are in the top left-hand corner or in any other quadrant, okay? And you will have to make an assessment whether it's appropriate if you are into early stage innovation and your company suggests that you are very highly oriented towards safety and authority, then maybe you have an inappropriate culture. But if you are into innovation and you score very high on purpose and learning, it's probably an appropriate culture. Okay. And once you make that assessment, you can reflect on how to change the culture to make it more appropriate. Okay. I am going to stop because my time for this session is also over. I'll take one question and or maybe two, and then we'll move on. So Soumya, you've asked too many questions, so let me go to Nidhi. Oh, Nidhi is not there. Siddharth.
Yeah, sir. So my question is related to the innovation and culture of the company. Again, I'll try to give a personal example. So my company is a very big company, Mercedes. So they are trying to generate the innovation culture right, left, and center. They focus.
नहीं होगा.
तो मतलब क्या और कंपनी क्या करे सर? मतलब वो free hand.
See, your company is already solved the problem. Siddharthi, your company has already solved the problem. It is investing in startups. Okay. So the real innovation is going to come from the startups. Mercedes के अंदर में, I'm just putting it bluntly, नहीं होगा. I hopefully it will work out. But you are so process oriented कि it's an uphill task. ठीक है? So
in the defense, I would say कि they are trying to take young people and form small groups, give them free hand, give them freedom of creating POCs. But हमारे India के branch से, there are not a lot of meaningful patents that are coming up. In last 3 years, I've checked out, every good patent or good innovation is coming either from US, but वो भी तो part of the same organization, no?
Israel.
But they are also part of the same organization. They are the part of the same.
They are part of the same organization. The Indian culture, at least as has appeared there, we are still, our top management is still significantly process oriented. Maybe you are in the top management. I don't know. No, yeah. I mean, I have some inputs on why Daimler has had challenges here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is somewhere in the system. The process orientation and the inability of us to break processes has come in the way of being as dynamic as we could have been or should have been. Is it possible? It is possible. So that's why I said I know enough ki Israel mein they are happy to break the rules and etc. within them, and they seem to be able to capture the imagination much better than the India operations. Okay, so having said that, again, I'm trying to put extreme process orientation clashes with innovation. All that I can say. Is it impossible to overcome? No, I don't think it's impossible to overcome, but a very difficult chance. So that's why most companies have resorted to sort of, rather than deal with the existing system, they are going and investing directly in startups which are dealing with the technology domain they're interested in. Because those guys, they don't have legacy, they don't have processes, they don't have systems, they have a better ability to move fast, fail, stand up, and go to the next project than existing systems. So it's not a comment on Daimler per se, it's a comment on all large organizations. We have certain disadvantages, which I will come up I will address this again in the next session when I'm talking about innovation.
Okay.
Let me go to Nidhi. I'm going to skip Sarath and Sandeep, okay?
Yeah, so sir, regarding Infosys Vishal Sikka, so he has changed culture, which was actually most of the employees accepted very like positive way. I was when this culture changed, I was in the Infosys. Still, I'm in the Infosys. So that means Vishal Sikka got the punishment, the thing which he has done correctly.
No, punishment. Okay, uski complicated story hai, but I think he went and tried to make too many changes. ठीक है? Salil Parekh is doing the same thing. He is doing it much more gradually, and he'll be accepted. So, in the direction of change, I don't think Salil Parekh is doing something dramatically different. But
yeah, because this culture is still continuing.
Let me complete, madam. Ye conversation nahi chal sakta hai. So just sort of he's given the system more time and he's been able to take everyone along. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Srihari, okay, I'm don't move, no more hands. Since you raised late hand, I will take your question and move. Yeah.
Sir, I come from a SSI or a SME. So, how do we bring a cultural change in our organizations?
Okay. Whoa, you give me a consultancy contract, I will come to you. Okay.
Definitely, yes. Sir. I was just-
Then, okay. No, I'm not going to get into individual. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about innovation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Recording stopped.